Hey everybody, so today we're going to talk about soils and compost tea. Yes, compost tea. Sounds weird, I know, but super beneficial to your garden, and it's just a great way to use every part of any kind of scrap, organic scrap that you have. Because some things you don't want to put in your compost bin, and this way you can actually use, like say, seeds out of peppers or whatever that you don't want to put in the compost bin itself. You put it in a tea. You put it in a tea. So I'll explain it here in a little bit. But first things first, I've been asked to explain what my soil mix is. I mention probably a lot that I make my own soil, and I do that primarily for the container garden, the container plants. The actual beds, I go to a mulch soil store and I'll get their vegetable mix, their vegetable planting mix, and I'll use that as a base. But I always use my mix, my soil mix, as, like I say, a top layer on the garden. In all my containers, I will use my soil mix for planting the seeds if I'm going to direct sow into the garden, or if I'm getting, say, plants from Lowe's or Home Depot or whatever, and I'm planting those in, I will put my soil mix down around it as a added bonus to the garden. So everything's working really good out there. The heat's coming in, so I'm about absolutely done with all the spring stuff. In fact, I didn't even realize it's time to harvest the rest of my carrots, the onions. I did the garlic yesterday. I posted that on the Facebook and Instagram page, and yeah, it's time to start really hitting the summer stuff. So, but that'll be another video. Right now, we're going to talk about the soils, or my soil. So, yeah, let's do it. Okay, so for the soil, this is really easy. There's not a lot to my soil, and I'm not going to take credit for creating it. I've watched quite a few different channels, and they've had, they'll give seriously? Adopted what they've said to do, and then I've added some stuff that I wanted to add. Just, I thought, why not? And it all works. It's been working great. All right, so the soil is simple. You want to get a good compost, an organic compost. Get it from wherever you feel comfortable getting your compost from. I get them in bags just because it's easier this way. Whenever I'm making it, I can, you don't want it in bulk. If you're just doing something like this, that just would be insane to me. So I'll get organic compost in bags. Then you're gonna want either Purolite, or vermiculite, whichever one. I use both, not at the same time. So in this mix here, I'm just going to use this bag just to use it. But most of the time I use the vermiculite. And what the Purolite and the vermiculite do is it just adds airiness to the soil, and it helps keep in moisture also, which is, you need. And then peat moss. Now, I went to the big box store, got a big old bag of this stuff, and it lasts forever because you don't need a whole lot of the peat moss. And then you just mix it up. I do it by eye. I don't have like a set amount of this and this and this. I just do it to where it looks right to me. And then I'll also add a blood meal and a bone meal to the mix at the end, just to give the soil that extra punch and really help the plants when they're getting settled into the soil. Water it down a little bit. You don't have to soak it, but with the peat moss, it kind of gets airborne a lot, so I'll water it a little bit, and then I just mix it all up, and you're ready to plant. I mean, it's that simple. So yeah, let's do it. And yes, you are going to get dirty doing this, so make sure you're wearing clothes that you don't care if they're if you get dirty. That's pretty much it right there. There's a feather. That's crazy. Again, this is all by by how you want it to look. It's as long as you have the equal parts, or the parts that matter: compost, vermiculite or perlite, and then a peat moss or coconut coir, or whatever your area is, whatever's available in your area to get. You just want those 3 parts mainly, and then add whatever kind of fertilizer that you want to add to it. You could use Dr. Earth's, which I use a lot of that. I don't have the blood meal or the bone meal right now, or I would add that to this. And again, that's just an extra added bonus. Nothing, you don't have to do that. But I like to give the plants as much of a head start as I can. And then just be prepared to get dirty. And that's it. That's my soil mix. And if you look out here at any of my videos and stuff, every container garden, why do I keep saying that? Every container plant that I have has this mix in it. Every single one of them. And I make a lot of this because you want to constantly keep adding soil and nutrients and fertilizer to your containers, because remember, your plants in the containers can only get what you put in there. They can't send out their roots and go find what they need because they're in a container. So you cannot forget to add soil or fertilize whenever they need. Every 2 weeks, at least every 2 weeks, do some sort of a fertilizing of your containers. So that's it. That's the soil. Okay, compost tea. To be real quick about it, because it's really, really hot, and it's just so hot today again. And I'm sorry for the background, but this is where I keep this container because it stinks, and I don't want this over there. I want this away from where I like to be. Okay, so compost tea. Just a quick rundown on compost. If you have a compost bin, you're going to put vegetable rinds, parts of vegetables or fruits that you don't use, that you chop up, eggshells, that kind of stuff. You're going to put in leaves. You're going to put in a compost bin and just let nature do its thing. Break it down, and then you can use that compost in your garden. Your own organic compost where you know where everything came from. Now, certain things you don't want to put in a compost bin. Seeds. You do not want to put seeds in the compost bin because there's always that chance that the heat doesn't burn that seed out, and then next thing you know, you've got volunteer plants growing that you didn't want to grow. You can use those parts of fruits and vegetables that you're not going to put in the compost bin itself, and you can still use it. You can still let nature break it down this way. So what I do is I put literally anything and everything that I don't want to put in my compost itself, I'll put in this bucket. Now this bucket's full of water. It's about up to here, full of water, and I just let nature do its thing in here. All these seeds that you don't want to use out there are in here, and it's just been breaking down over time. Once a month I'll get a jar, I'll scoop out just the liquid. Now when I bring the camera in, you're going to see all this stuff floating on top. I'll scoot that over and just get the liquid. Pour it in this container and then fill this up with water. And then on certain plants that really look like they need an extra boost, is where I'll dump this fertilizer, liquid fertilizer, on those plants. Okay, so and like I said, I'll put this stuff on the plants that look like they really need an extra boost of fertilizer. And this is, you're not having to go buy fish emulsion or any kind of liquid fertilizer when you use your own, when you make your own compost tea. Now the kind of stuff I put in here are like pumpkin seeds from last October. vegetable stocks that you're not going to put, say, in your compost, I'll throw in here. And just those kind of things. Any kind of a seed, period, doesn't matter, I throw in here. And just let nature do its thing. Let me bring the camera in so you can see all the life in here. It's really pretty crazy. And this stuff stinks to high heaven. I don't know if there's a way to make it not stink. Maybe the stink is good. I don't know, but it reeks. So. But it's super good. Vegetables that really need a boost do really good when I put this stuff on it. So, but yeah, that's compost tea. But let me bring the camera in so you can see. So yeah, right there, you can see all the bugs and everything in here. This stuff is absolutely stinky. Oh my word. But yeah, this is it. So anything you can put in there, just put in there. And let nature do its thing. I will say, after I take the water out, I add more water to it. So that's how you just keep replacing it. So yeah. Okay, so that's the video for today. I haven't posted a video in about a week. It's just been so hot, and when I get off work, you know, I work pretty long hours, so when I get off, it's just, I haven't wanted to come out into the heat. It just wears you out. So I apologize for not posting more videos. I'm about to get back into it, really, because I've got a lot of projects coming up that I want to knock out before the real summer heat gets here. So I do apologize for that, but this video is always going to be a really short video because there's only so much to talk about when it comes to making your own soil or the compost tea. Maybe I'll do a video on composting, but I'll be honest, Black Gumbo Southern Gardening, he has a great composting video, and I'm not even going to attempt to do a composting video. Just go watch his. Again, Black Gumbo Southern Gardening. Check out his compost videos if you want to know anything about composting. Like, they are super informative. Here we go again with bees. I swear, just can't get away from them. Okay, so alright, so that's all I got for today, for this video. Again, like I always say, thank you all for the support. If you found this video educational in any way, shape, or form, or know someone who could use the little bit of knowledge that I threw out there, then please share the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate all the support that I'm getting from everybody. And yeah, as always, shine bright and harvest hard. Bye.